You know, ladies and gentlemen, 44 years ago, a young man crossed our TV screens, and especially in Atlantic Canada. He became an overnight sensation, probably one of the nicest looking and best young actors on the soap opera scene. He played a very key character on Another World for 3 years. And when he ended his tenure there, we all knew he was going to be something big. And sure enough, ladies and gentlemen, within 9 years of leaving Another World, he was in one of the greatest gangster movies of all time. He also appeared in Field of Dreams, and from there, the superstar status that we predicted for him, playing Joey on Another World, was finally there. Unfortunately, the news came across CBC, other media outlets. The great Ray Liotta has passed away. Now, according to published reports by CBC, he passed away in his sleep. Now, according to a CBC report that just came out a couple of hours ago, Liotta, who at the time was 67, although other published reports had him 67, he was in the Dominican Republic shooting a new movie when he went to bed last night and unfortunately never woke up. Now, the Liotta's acting style can best be described as a combination of method and kind of the East Coast, West Coast stage style. Again, he played Henry Hill. He's the character he's most well known as, and of course, Shoeless Joe Jackson in the male bonding movie Field of Dreams. Now, Liotta's publishers, Jen Allen, said he was in the Dominican shooting a new movie and didn't wake up Thursday morning. An official at the DR's National Forensic Science Institute, who was not authorized to speak to the media, confirmed the death and said his body was taken to the Cristo Redentor morgue. Now, condolences quickly poured in from Liotta's co-stars and peers. In an email statement, Liotta's Goodfellas co-star Robert De Niro said it was very sad to learn of Ray's passing. He is way too young to have left us. May he rest in peace. Now, of course, in Goodfellas, the actress who played her his put-upon wife, Lorraine Bracco, again playing Karen Hill in the movie, Henry's wife, tweeted Thursday that she was utterly shattered to hear this terrible news about my Ray. I can be anywhere in the world and people will come up to me and tell me their favorite movie is Goodfellas. Then you always ask me what the best part of making that movie. My response has always been the same, Ray Liotta. Now, as we go on, Alessandro Nivola, who recently appeared with Liotta in The Sopranos prequel film The Many Saints of New York, wrote, I feel so lucky to have squared off against this legend in one of his final roles. The scenes we did together were among the all-time highlights of my acting career. He was dangerous, unpredictable, hilarious, and generous with his praise for other actors. Passed away well too soon. Now, Canadian Seth Rogen, who Liotta acted with in the 2009 comedy Observe and Report, noted, he was such a lovely, talented, hilarious person. Working with him was one of the great joys of my career, and we made some of my favorite scenes I ever got to be in. A true legend of immense skill and grace. Now, the native of Newark was born in 1954 and adopted at 6 months of age out of an orphanage by a township clerk and an auto parts owner. Liotta always assumed he was mostly Italian, and the movies did too. But later in life, while searching for his birth parents, he discovered he's actually Scottish. Now, Liotta's path to success, we're going to go over a little bit, and it's quite interesting because the way he rose in the acting game had nothing to do with talent, but it had to do with heavy luck. Now, he was abandoned at an orphanage, and his mother, Mary Edgar, and auto parts owner Alfred Liotta wanted to expand the family. Now, Mary was of Scottish descent. Now, Alfred, the son of Italian immigrants, was a personal director and a president of a local Democratic Party club. His adoptive parents, each son successfully ran for local office, and he recalled at a young age attending parades to hand out flyers for his father's run. Liotta had a sister, Linda, who was also adopted. He said that he knew he was adopted as a young child and presented a show-and-tell report on it for kindergarten. He eventually hired a private detective to locate his biological mother in the 2000s and subsequently learned from her that he was mostly, again, of Scottish descent. He has one biological sister, one biological half-brother, and 5 biological half-sisters. Now, Liotta grew up Roman Catholic in Union, New Jersey, although his family was not especially religious. They attended church and received First Communion, and he was confirmed, but the family did not fully follow the Catholic doctrine. He occasionally used prayer in his daily life, he said in later reports. He graduated from Union High School in 1973, and then he graduated from the University of Miami, where he studied acting and received a Bachelor of Fine Arts in 1978. He performed in musicals such as Cabaret, Dames at Sea, Oklahoma, and Sound of Music during his time there. Now, we knew there was a big choice in his career, and I think he made the right choice, ladies and gentlemen. When he decided to move to New York City, he felt that his career could be expanded not on the Florida side, but the northern East Coast side. When he moved to NYC, he got a job as a bartender at the Schubert organization and landed an agent within 6 months. Now, one of his earliest roles was as Joey Perini on the soap opera Another World, on which he appeared from 1978 to 1981. Ladies and gentlemen, I can remember him like it was yesterday, his first movements on the show. It was almost like seeing a young, not say Tony Geary, but like a Christopher Reeve, intense charisma, but like a silent kind of method, like he was playing himself but not himself. Now, he played that character for 3 years, and the majority of the episodes he appeared on was part of Another World's 90-minute expansion on NBC and ATV, because the East Coast of Canada were showing the full 90 minutes, while other affiliates were showing 60-minute cut-downs or not showing the show at all at 90 minutes. When he left the show, he moved to LA and he made his film debut in 1983's The Lonely Lady. Of course, his first major acting role was in the dark comedy Something Wild, for which he received his first Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. Now, in 1989, Liotta portrayed one of his most famous characters, the ghost of baseball player Shoeless Joe Jackson, in the fantasy drama film Field of Dreams. Of course, his iconic participation, "If you build it, he will come." And let me tell you something, a lot of Field of Dreams fans, including me, are crying today because we always thought there'd be a little bit of a sequel. I kid you not. And it's kind of ironic where every place Liotta would go in Canada, people would say, "Oh, that's the guy from Field of Dreams. Oh, that's the guy from Goodfellas." No, he was Another World. So he wasn't typecast. I mean, there's 3 different parts for sure. Now, in Goodfellas, of course, directed by Martin Scorsese, it was a very well received and commercially successful film. Now, for some reason, he never got an Oscar nomination, and I think that's quite a ripoff, if you ask me. Goodfellas has aged quite well, but I think the big problem is when you're doing what, the cast he had, including Robert De Niro. It was Goodfellas can be best described as if Scorsese did The Godfather, if that makes any sense. Now, in 1992, he starred as a psychopathic cop in the thriller Unlawful Entry, and he appeared in the science fiction action film No Escape. Now, in 1996, he appeared in the sci-fi thriller Unforgettable, and also earned critical praise for his turn in James Mangold's 1997 film Copland. And he received critical praise in 1998 for his performance as a compulsive gambler in Phoenix. Now, in addition to his film roles, including Hannibal, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, where he had his brains fed to him, you have to see the scene. If I tell you the whole scene, it'll give us away the movie. In addition to his film roles, Liotta portrayed, of all people, singer Frank Sinatra in the 1998 TV movie The Rat Pack, for which he received a SAG Award nomination, starred as himself in the sitcom Just Shoot Me in December 2001 and January 22, and provided the voice of Tommy Vercetti for the 2002 video game Grand Theft Auto Vice City. He also appeared on ER in 2004, and the ER role earned Liotta an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a drama series. He later spoofed himself in his Emmy win in the B movie. Now, Liotta starred in the 2006 CBS television series Smith, which was pulled from the schedule after 3 episodes, and in 2012 Liotta appeared himself in a purely vocal role for a 1 o'clock episode of the Disney Channel comedy series Phineas and Herb. Now, getting back to the Hannibal character, he played that greasy Justice Department official Paul Krenlander in Hannibal opposite Anthony Hopkins and Julianne Moore. Now, this was well before the Me Too movement, and what happens in the movie, not to give it away, but let me tell you something, he deserved it. Now, also in 2001, he played the father of drug dealer Georges Jung in the film Blow, and the following year appeared as Detective Lieutenant Henry Oak in the Carnahan-directed film Narc, a role that led to an Independent Spirit Award nomination and a Phoenix Film Critics Society Award nomination for Best Supporting Male. Now, he also appeared in various other productions, including Identity. He also narrated the Inside the Mafia multi-documentary for the National Geographic Channel, and also later appeared in Smoking Aces, reuniting with Narc director Carnahan, in which he portrayed an FBI agent named Donald Carruthers in one of the lead roles. He also co-starred with John Travolta in Wild Hogs, in Battle in Seattle as the city's mayor, Hero Wanted, everything. He's been in everything: SpongeBob SquarePants, Crossing Over, Observe and Report, The Son of No One, and co-starred again with Al Pacino and in that movie. Now, in 2004, he made his Broadway debut opposite Frank Langella in the Stephen Belber play Match. Now, 2010s, he appeared in Date Night, Snowman, The River Sorrow, starred alongside Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini in the 2012 film Killing Them Softly, and the 2013 Ariel Vroman film The Iceman, and also as a supporting role in 2014's Muppets Most Wanted. Now, in 2014, he played a preacher in the faith-based film The Identical. Now, Liotta starred in the Western miniseries Texas Rising for the History Channel in 2015. Other projects include Kill the Messenger with Jeremy Renner, Stretch with Chris Pine, and a David Guetta video. Now, from June 2015, Liotta again narrated the AMC docuseries The Making of the Mob. There's been numerous episodes. And again, of course, the Jennifer Lopez series Shades of Blue between 16 and 18. Now, coming out again, the Many Saints of Newark, again the Goodfellas series. Now, Liotta married actress and producer Michelle Grace in February '87 after he met at a baseball game where her former husband Mark Grace was playing for the Cubs. They had a daughter together before divorcing in 2004. Now, from his experience shooting the Western Texas Rising, Liotta continued horseback riding and said in September 2014, "I was obsessed with riding horses on a show. I love it now. I've never had a hobby. It might be my new hobby." Now, unfortunately, there's been negativity in his life. He was caught for driving under the influence after crashing his Cadillac Escalade into 2 parked vehicles in Pacific Palisades, and he pled no contest. Now, some rumors over the years he was difficult on the set and off the set. Again, nobody's perfect. I'm not here to judge Liotta's peccadillos in relation to personality or no personality. But what was kind of weird, this only came out a couple of years ago. On an episode of Jay Leno's Garage, he revealed that Nancy and Tina Sinatra, daughters of Frank Sinatra, once sent Liotta a horse's head in the mail. The joke was in response to Liotta passing on playing their late father in a miniseries they were working on, only to have Liotta play him in the HBO television film The Rat Pack. Now, at the time of his death, he was engaged to J.C. Natoli. Now, there's no word if Dangerous Waters will be attempted to be completed or not. Still no breakdown on that. A very, very active guy, and he grew up playing numerous sports, including baseball. But the big break, of course, during his senior year of high school, the drama teacher at his school asked him if he wanted to be in a play, which he agreed to on a lark, and it stuck. And again, he went on to study in Miami. Now, Jonathan Demme once said about Ray Liotta, "I couldn't have done Something Wild without him because it was a good fit for Melanie Griffith's character." Now, talking about the Henry Hill characterization, according to CBC, He and Scorsese had to fight for it, though with multiple auditions and pleas to the studio to cast a still relative unknown. Now, at the time, Liotta wasn't unknown to the women. He was unknown to the men. All he had really done that people knew about was Field of Dreams, because he wasn't Brad Pack, but he wasn't really to the level of possibility that the Estevez or Brad Pitt or whatever. Now, Roger Ebert, his review, gave great praise to Bracco and Liotta, saying they're two of our best new movie actors. In a 2012 interview, Liotta said that Henry Hill isn't that edgy of a character, is really the other guys who are doing all the actual killings. The one physical thing he does do when he goes after the guy who went after Karen, most audience, he actually like him for that. And that's true. In the movie, he's not a killer, he's a runner. And with the runner, you're going to make money, which led to his character's obsession with drugs. Now, in the same interview, he marveled at how Goodfellas had a life of his own and has only grown over time. People watch it over and over and still respond to it. And different ages come up. Even today, teenagers come up to me and they really emotionally connect to it, he said. It didn't matter the size of the role or even the genre. He also managed to stand out to steal scenes. Now, he did play Johnny Depp's father in Blow, but less to talk about that than anything. Now, he did turn down the role of Ralphie on The Sopranos because of it, but he still ended up playing a mob type with James Gandolfini and Andrew Dominic's Killing Them Softly, and again, The Many Saints of Newark as well. Now, it's funny, he played a lot of mafia types, a lot of cops and detectives, but what's going to stand out for me, the top 5 Liotta, was number 5 is Hannibal, number 4 is Another World, the number 3 is Field of Dreams, and of course number 1, number 2, where the Bracco character basically is going to kill him, and she said I was so attractive I couldn't kill him. And when Bracco asked him what he's into, and he says construction. So that's 5 of the greatest movie scenes of all time, different genres as well. Now, if Ray Liotta is going to be remembered, he'd be remembered for one thing. He was of the fans. He was of his fellow castmates. He was of his generation. And everything he touched, they said, I want somebody like Ray Liotta. When you say Ray Liotta now, it's not like, 30 years ago when he was still making his bones on Another World. You say Ray Liotta now, it's like, get me a Ray Liotta. I want to see a movie involving Ray Liotta. Like, it's a level of him and John Cusack. And James Garner, by the way, my dear departed dad said that once. He said Ray Liotta reminds him a lot of James Garner. Not because of the same type of acting, but the fact James Garner would make anything better that he was in. And that's what Ray did. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Ray Liotta fan, you have my condolences. If you like what we're doing here with our tributes to deceased as entertainers, let us know with a like, comment, or subscribe. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, embrace your heroes, because you never know we're going to pass on. I didn't expect Ray Liotta to be dead at 67 or 69, what it is. But it just shows you can come a long way. If that high school drama teacher would have said to Liotta, why don't you try out, all the great performances would have been lost. Thanks for listening. Bye.